Welcome back to The Explainer. So, picture this. It is November 19th, 2026. Millions of people around the globe are about to press a button. And in that one single, highly anticipated moment, years of agonizing waiting, 3 painful delays, and that one single trailer we have all watched literally 500 million times, it is all going to finally pay off. Grand Theft Auto 6 is here. But right alongside all that hype, there's actually a pretty terrifying reality creeping up on a lot of consumers. And that is buying the absolutely wrong hardware for the biggest game of the decade.
Because look, here's the question nobody is asking loud enough right now. What are you actually going to play it on? I mean, right now, somewhere out there, someone is about to drop a chunk of their hard-earned money on the completely wrong box. And the worst part? They won't even find out until it's way too late. Like until the game actually stutters, or the resolution completely tanks, or they just realize the console they brought home simply wasn't built for a game of this magnitude. Right now, we've got 4 different and frankly highly expensive consoles slamming onto the table. The PS5, the PS5 Pro, the Xbox Series S, and the Xbox Series X. So out of all those, which one actually deserves your cash?
Well, to understand this whole situation, we have got to take a hard look at the truly bizarre economic landscape we are dealing with in 2026. Historically, consoles are supposed to get cheaper as they get older, right? That's just how it has always worked. They launch high, they drop over time. But man, not this generation. Thanks to a massive global memory and storage shortage, which by the way is driven largely by the whole AI boom just devouring chip factory capacity worldwide, every single console on this list costs more today than it did a year ago. Crazy, right? Sony actually raised PS5 prices twice. Microsoft bumped up Xbox prices 3 times in just 15 months. So yeah, the financial stakes of making the wrong choice here have literally never been higher. Okay, let's dive into this. $899.99. Just let that sink in for a second. That is the shockingly high entry fee for the top-tier PlayStation 5 Pro, right after Sony's latest price hike. It makes it by far the single most expensive console we're looking at today. And remember, this isn't even a brand new generation. It's just the PS5 experience, turbocharged. Oh, and it ships digital only. Seriously, if you want to actually play your physical discs on this machine, you have to go out and buy an external disc drive totally separately. But to figure out if that massive wallet-draining price tag is actually justified, we really need to dig into the actual hardware inside these machines.
So before we get completely lost in the weeds with specific specs, let's just quickly demystify some of this technical jargon, just so you know exactly what you're paying for. As you're looking up these consoles, you're going to hear this word teraflop thrown around all the time. Honestly, just think of a teraflop as a rough general measure of raw graphical horsepower. The rule of thumb here is incredibly simple. The larger the number, the more visual detail a console can push to your TV. Basically, it dictates how beautifully a game can render things like lighting, shadows, and just the overall crispness and fidelity of the world. So when we actually line up these 4 contenders side by side, a really clear picture starts to emerge. First up, we've got the Xbox Series S sitting at $499, pushing roughly 4 teraflops. Now, this little digital-only box used to be gaming's absolute budget champion. But man, $499 is a staggering climb from its original $299 launch price. Then, moving up, we have the standard kind of generalist PS5 at $649. That one offers 10.2 teraflops and of course comes with that legendary DualSense controller. Over in Microsoft's corner, their flagship Xbox Series X sits at $799 with 12.15 teraflops, and yep, it's still famously shaped like a tiny refrigerator, just to maximize that cooling airflow. And finally, the big one, that PS5 Pro, demanding a massive premium at $899, but packing a whopping 16.7 teraflops of sheer unadulterated power. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what all that extra money actually buys you. I mean, just look at that massive jump on the chart. The PS5 Pro holds a nearly 70% graphical muscle advantage over the standard PlayStation 5. That's huge. And while the Xbox Series X definitely holds its own quite well against the base PS5, the PS5 Pro is honestly just in a complete league of its own when we're talking about raw numbers on a spec sheet. But okay, hold on. We really need to transition from these raw numbers over to actual performance. Because as we all know, numbers on a spec sheet are one thing, and sitting down to actually play a game is something totally different. For the average player, sitting a normal distance away from a normal TV, just chilling on a comfortable couch, the actual noticeable differences between the standard PS5 and the Xbox Series X are remarkably close in real-world scenarios. They basically trade blows constantly. The Xbox sometimes holds a tiny edge in raw resolution, while PlayStation's incredibly fast storage often wins out in load times. The Series S, meanwhile,
Well, it definitely holds its own when it comes to frame rate, but it consistently has to sacrifice resolution and visual detail to get there.
However, when we look at the independent testing across the major, heavy-hitting 2026 releases, a super clear consensus emerges. The PS5 Pro objectively wins in visual fidelity for the absolute most demanding games out there. And why is that? Well, it's all thanks to this incredible piece of AI upscaling technology called PSSR. Basically, it allows the console to render the game at a slightly lower internal resolution, and then it uses artificial intelligence to magically sharpen that image right back up to near 4K quality. It essentially squeezes out the absolute maximum performance without sacrificing a single ounce of how gorgeous the game looks. It's a real game changer. So let's map all this hardware directly to the actual game you are probably buying it for. This is the GTA 6 reality check. First things first, there is no PC version at launch, period. Rockstar has confirmed it, so if you want to play on day one, you absolutely need one of these consoles. Now, based on industry reporting, the PS5 Pro is going to give you the sharpest experience with the absolute best ray tracing effects. It's the top tier. The standard PS5 and the Xbox Series X, they're going to be genuinely great, for sure. They'll target a similar balance, but they will definitely be scaled back a bit from that absolute peak. And the Series S, look, yes, you'll be able to play it, but you really need to expect noticeably lower resolution, reduced draw distances, and scaled back lighting effects. It's basically the, yes, you can play it, but console.
But remember, the hardware itself is really only half the story here. Let's do a real cost pivot right now and impartially compare the actual ecosystems. Because when you buy a box, you're buying into a whole family of software. PlayStation, they still hold this deeply impressive well of first-party, blockbuster exclusive games. That's their bread and butter. Xbox, on the other hand, has honestly taken a completely different path lately. They are increasingly publishing their once exclusive titles across both platforms. They're effectively becoming a little less of a strict hardware company and way more of a games and services company, heavily driven by the incredible value of their Game Pass subscription library. Both of them support massive backward compatibility, which is awesome, but their core philosophies just couldn't be more different at this point.
And right here is the warning that every single buyer needs to hear. That initial console sticker price, that is just the entry fee. You really need to budget for all the compounding hidden expenses that are going to hit you over the following year. Step 1, paid multiplayer subscriptions. Step 2, physical games that are pushing $70, or honestly even more. And step 3, mandatory SSD storage upgrades. Listen, modern games are absolutely enormous, and with the sheer size of these game files nowadays, I guarantee you're going to need a bigger drive way sooner than you think.
So, the crucial point is, there really is no single best console in 2026. There is only the best console for you, and for your wallet. If you're a budget gamer and money is super tight, the Xbox Series S gets you into the game, plain and simple. If you're more of a casual gamer looking for the safest, most balanced purchase with fantastic library depth, the standard PS5 is absolutely the smart center ground choice. But if you are a hardcore gamer, if you are chasing absolute graphical perfection, and you've been saving up specifically to see Vice City in its full, glowing, ray trace glory, then yeah, the PS5 Pro definitely earns that massive price tag. Because look, in just a few short months, the waiting finally ends. That trailer we've all been obsessing over finally becomes a playable game. And whichever box is sitting under your TV that night, well, that's the one that gets to tell the story. So what's it going to be for you? Which one are you picking? Drop your answer in the comments below. And hey, if this explainer saved you from making a really expensive mistake today, you know exactly what to do. Hit subscribe, because this console generation is far from over, and we'll be right here to explain every single step of it.